Hello, ladies and Germans. How you all doing? This is Con Ulrich,
And I'm running hello.
and we are here today with some of PDX Tournament Steel Division play. So
Mm-hmm.
we're on show.
Oh
Rang, who do
yeah.
we got?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Lightrare as the second French armor division, and on the right-hand side, we have Yuejni as the 21st Panzer division.
We've been seeing a lot of Eugene, no,
Mm-hmm.
recently anyway. What kind of can you really tell us anything about his 21st Panzer play?
21st Panzer, pretty decent all around, I have to say. The main downside is it has to rely on King Tigers, which sounds a bit silly, but King Tigers aren't the most reliable unit to a bunch of Germans during the Battle of Bulge. But anyway, during A phase, they got Panda Grenadiers and some cheap half tracks, 222s, some decent light tanks here and there. It's really about using their light armor play, kind of like a ninth in a sense, to really come out on top. For them at least, yeah.
I was going to say, but at the same time, though, we've talked about the Ninth Panzer almost taking the cake. So
Mm-hmm.
where's the 21st kind of get itself ahead?
Uh, 21st is a little bit of a downgrade at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I do some changes in the recent patch, rink, nuts, nuts. But, I know it's just, they don't have great anti-armor. Okay, they do have a Pack 43 in 8 phase, which is going to be great in this open field down south. But they're not going to be able to match tit-to-tat with the tanks the French guys can bring out. And the Greyhounds they can bring out, especially in 8 phase.
And we're going to see one of those right about now, but let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about the French then for a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
So the French, where do we go? You said we have hunters pretty much the entire way across. We have some
Yep.
early tanks. What goes on here?
Friends, of course, being the aggressive A phase division, it's going to be about them trying to take as much ground as they can early on. The town will be a little bit bloody as they don't have that much good infantry to really contest the town. They can get some Nreve or Voltigeurs, but against Pound Grenadiers or Fire Sport, I don't really give it towards them. It's going to be about using the Greyhounds and their Stuart tanks to effectively try and knock out Eugene's armor and make a breakthrough, essentially.
Well, then talk about the armor that you mentioned already.
Mm-hmm.
You said that the 21st is definitely suffers by comparison,
Yeah.
and that's 100% true. What do they mount early on? P-35Rs, if memory
Yeah,
serves?
they got the
Or
Panther
Ts?
35s. It's the not the it's a Hates mod. It's the S model. It's a Somu model.
Okay.
It's better than that crappy R model because it's kind of like a subpar Stuart
Mm-hmm.
essentially. And they also got the Panzer 4C,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's not really a tank for killing tanks. It's an infantry support tank in a sense. It's really going to be down to 21st Panzer using their 222s, as we can see right now, to try and outmaneuver the French armor, especially the Greyhounds, and getting close. And also using potentially that Pack 43 gun in A phase to just completely shut down a field. At the same time, that Pack 43 can be susceptible to French mortar attacks.
Well, they definitely need to use that anti-tank gun early. We are going
Mm-hmm.
to see an M3A3 come on out, and there's the command variant as well. So
Yep.
getting a little bit of veterancy here. Sacrificing that early Greyhound instead. In fact, yeah, the Greyhound's completely off the
Yeah.
field here.
Yeah, it's a very light deployment for the French, as you may notice. Okay, there's only
Mm-hmm.
one Rave unit, one infantry unit actually being brought out. The rest are of obviously a recon, but I'm going to see what he's going to try and do. He's got some AT guns going to be covering the southern side, so maybe he's going to try and do a more even attack instead of trying to concentrate all his forces on one specific area.
Well, let's take a quick step back. So the tournament right now,
Mm-hmm.
as and please feel free to expand and correct me on this one. Isn't the play right now is it best of threes, I guess? And
Yes.
okay, and what it is that both players can go and ban out a certain number of divisions,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yeah, so you do a coin toss. Winner gets to pick map. Loser gets to pick the faction, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then both sides can ban 2 divisions on either side. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fourth Armored get banned an awful lot.
And that's actually what I was going to say is that folks keep coming back for more tournament play. Hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll be zero fourth
Mm-hmm.
division, fourth armored for a very long time.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be an obvious ban if you, especially in a more competitive tournament setting. But yeah, hopefully, I mean the tournament's going on off pretty much a long period of time. I mean, I think you got quite a few weeks for the initial brackets matches
Mm-hmm.
to be played, so we got quite a lot more tournament games coming up. And yeah.
I think we're going to get started in just a second here. I might be wrong.
I think so too, yeah.
And like you said, it's really shocking to see how light that early French deployment is. What's interesting to me is that we have command cars in both the middle and the southern sectors here.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's using them to buff up his already vet-run 6-pounders. Vet 2. And oh boy!
Oh, it's a DB.
Whoa.
That's what it is.
That's
okay,
right.
But it's
So
smoke,
light.
though.
That is a sneaky play. Okay, what is he gonna do with the smoke?
Is he trying to use this somehow with some sort of recon? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But it doesn't work like that.
I think he's trying to line up for a smoke run. So he
Here
can
it
do
is.
vertically. There we go. That is an interesting play. Not a lot of French players really get the smoke DB, as you know, people just like high explosive bombs compared to some smoky powder. So,
Kind of hard not to, though.
yeah, I understand, but I know it's an interesting play. You know, I do think initially, early on, another tank may have helped on the southern flank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's going to give him time to set up his AT guns on the southern flank. And up north we got the infantry deploying, and
First interactions will be happening pretty darn soon.
Yeah.
Voltigeurs and Spahis against Pigrens, it's not going to go well for them, is it?
Yeah, the Spahis are... Well, they're actually pretty good in CQC, so if they can get close to the Pigrens, they'll have a good time. And oh, it's only just a Voltigeur, it's not even an Areve, my bad, so... Yeah, long range, yeah, they're buggered. If they can't get within that 100 meters, they're not going to have a good time against Pigrens.
Mm-hmm. And that seems like it's going to be the kind of consistent message coming on here. We got a couple half tracks coming in super early.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, actually, I really do like how Yuejni has kind of put his 222 behind his force just in case. He's like, okay, there's smoke here. I'm not pushing through it.
Yeah, he's just going to rate it out for now. Got the recon ready to spot on the fin, and that's a smart move because that AT gun could potentially pop him open. And we do even have the 307 pack gun or pack AT carrier coming down south too for that long-range anti-tank support.
We are going to eventually also have that M3A3 up top. He has gone to take out a half-track already, and he might prove, I'm not going to say decisive in this town, but he could cause quite a bit of an issue for those Pigrens early on.
Yeah, it's just, Stuart's are really good fire-support vehicles just due to the amount of machine guns that they have. And the 222s do have to get a little bit too close to danger, that is, to try and penetrate that Stuart tank. Yeah, they do have the veterancy on it by quite a bit, which helps out a lot.
True. Now, I also want to call out, though, for the Germans. The Germans are bringing in a Wirfachwerfer,
There we
but
go.
96 unaimed rocket artillery is going to be fantastic to blow the French out of the west side of that town.
Yeah, it's going to be the knockoff Katusha, and that is such a good artillery unit for the 21st Panzer, and that is really one of the strong points of 21st Panzer's general, is they have some really awesome artillery cons. Lovely selection, especially for a tank-focused deck, and especially that rocket thing, because like you said before, it can just annihilate a town very on the cheap.
I also want to call out as well, I think my guess is we're probably going to see a lot of action around here in this, really, the meat grinder of a town. I feel like does that really dominate the entire map?
Yeah, I mean, especially on more open maps, a lot of players are very hesitant on attacking as you're out in the open. So towns are the go-to strong point to try and hold and capture, which is why they become such meat grinders, especially on this map, because it's really the only piece of considerable cover in the entire battlefield.
Now, let's talk about the fact that we're seeing more and more recons being brought in all the time here. So why bring in Spahis when we should be bringing in actual infantry instead?
The French don't actually have much infantry, especially in A phase if Lightrare is going for more of a B phase focused infantry play. So I'm thinking he's just using them as in the town for a little bit of recon support, of course, but also as semi-shock troops, quotation mark, as the two SMGs do beat out a Panzer Grenadier. But on the southern flank, I think he's just using them a lot because it's a lot of open ground and he wants to have eyes on all over.
True, but he's been a little bit too aggressive here. You see his scouts right on the center line have been taken out.
Yeah.
And while there's an 81mm stovepipe causing some consternation, let's call it, among the Pigrens, command car is going to go down, which means there's a loss of a lot of veterancy, which I think could allow Yuejni to really pressure
Yeah.
aggressively.
And just on his southern flank, Eugene has more shooter units, to be entirely honest. Well, the French
There we go.
deployment is very light considering. Now, we have an M8 Scott being brought out, but I don't know, I can actually do something against a 222, I think. Won't necessarily kill it, but, well, it might kill it, but it's going to force it to retreat. And,
But we also have a Pack 38 coming on in, and check out where he's trying to put that M8. Be beautifully just outside, I would think, line of sight, but that's not too hard. Ooh, and the anti-tank gun goes down as well, so this is going to be very, very bad for the French.
Yeah, and not being able to knock out these 2-star 222s is really hindering the French, because these are the scary units that the 21st Panzer can bring out. And it's kind of sad, because they're pretty easy to kill, especially in an open field. You buy Stuart or Greyhound, and you usually just win. Especially the veterancy, the French tanks have an A phase.
And we're actually going to see one of those Stuarts coming on in. Not a vetted up version of it. I'm keeping an eye on the town. Honestly, I want to see this Wiederfachwerfer just wipe out. Like, come on, look at this. He's getting so close. It's going to be no kind of scatter whatsoever. It's going to be beautiful.
I mean, the Germans have learned to play Russian instruments.
That's true. That's true. Forget Stalin's organ. This is Hitler's xylophone here.
Hitler's xylophone.
So we have one P grunt over here kind of hanging on out, and he is prepping to destroy that western town any second. Poor P grunts up front are going to get completely wiped.
Oh, and surrendered. And there we go.
But they did exactly what they need to do, though. Actually, I would like to see a teensy bit more spread than this.
Yeah. I mean, it's enough to get some decent morale damage at least, but unfortunately Eugene doesn't exactly have the infantry to really take advantage of this. So, and oh look, the 222 goes down to the Stuart.
Indeed. But that Stuart is going to deploy to the north, and it looks like he's in the range of that Pack 38.
Oh yeah.
Pack 38, see him? Yes, he does. He can still get a shot off. Get that shot. Oh, okay. Yeah, so close so far. Half-track was going to die, though, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yep. There's something terrifying, though, about that rocket artillery.
Yeah, I'd be kind of scared if there's, like, 20, 30 explosions happening all around me constantly from a place I couldn't see. I would not like that, Con. That would ruin my Saturday.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Doing a quick call out down the south, so the anti-tank weaponry is completely gone, so the Germans do have an open field, bringing in a Stuart now, another M3A3 to be a stopgap measure here.
Yep.
But I can't help but feel that the Germans are poised to make a real breakout.
Yeah, I mean, we do have it's a Pack AT mobile carrier. I'm just going to call it YAT-307. And that can outrange a Stuart, so if he was to bring it up north, he could deal with that light armor threat. If he deals with that light armor threat, he can really just take control of this middle. And this is the smart play for Eugene, not just because he has advantage in terms of units, but you could spend 1,000 points, doing a meat grinder for the town, and you get 3-4% of the map. You could spend the same amount of points on his southern flank and get 4 or 5 times that.
Indeed.
If the opponent doesn't, of course, spend equal amount. And
it doesn't look like the French are really doing that. They're bringing in more pioneers to clear out the town. They're bringing all their infantry into the town. And we're going into Phase B in 90 seconds. And I don't feel the French are really set up to take advantage of their earlier play.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to Phase B, they do finally get some Sherman's rich help out. And it's not a huge point discrepancy, considering 21st Panzer. But they really kind of squandered its A phase. And I'm thinking they maybe should have been a bit more aggressive along the southern flank using Stuarts and mortars in conjunction to try and knock out AT guns and light armor threats, and then use the Stuarts to push instead of doing this meat grinder of a town, because they're racing their very limited and and infantry reserves in this fight, and that is the one weakness, the major weakness that the French have, is the infantry. Not for long, Con, because as we've seen in the dev patch, they're going to be getting some resistance guys, which is going to be pretty cool.
True. Very true, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing how that looks as well. Now, I do want to make a quick call out. We are going to see one of those Befehl Panzers. That's 35S, so it's the French version, so I was wrong on that. I apologize to everybody out there about that. Not Russian, not Czech. We're going to see the French coming on in.
Re. The
And
French
I
from
don't
France.
think their former comrades are going to enjoy what the Germans have done with the place.
Nah, I don't think so either. Yeah, Bev Panzer is a good counter to Stuart, as you can see. Yeah, pretty similar statistically, except for the fact that the Bev Panzer doesn't have 3 machine guns
True.
and 1 extra armor. But in a standoff fight against Stuart, it's not a bad choice.
Indeed, indeed. By the way, to the south, mortar has been brought in to support the ailing French position. Mortar team is hanging on back. So is that Stuart. In fact, the deployment of the current Stuart is not going to do a whole lot. He's just really holding on back. He does not want to be aggressive.
I completely forgot that the French couldn't get Wolverines in A phase, and now I realised, chat. Why the hell? Yeah, they can get 2 Wolverines in A phase. I completely forgot.
Well, we're seriously seeing people play things like the 4th Armored.
Yeah, I'm just so used to Hellcats. But
yeah.
Now just realising this, holy crap! Wolverines would have been so useful in the initial start of the match to just conquer the southern flank, because they can easily go toe to toe with the S307 and just knock out all the armor threats that the 21st Panzer could bring up. I mean, this is a B phase M10, but they can get them in A phase. But
we're having a very opportunistic. Oh yes, okay. So there's a half track curving around the flank. That crew being wounded for 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, 250. It's just pounding round after round. Just get in there. Get in there. Capture him. It's okay.
Just Russian. I think the Pangrenadiers are just going to get the. Oh, they get the kill with the autocannon, but damn, that town's going to be cleared up now with the autocannons and the Broomba.
I was going to say the Grumbling Bear is coming on in. He is flexing his claws. He's going to have quite a lot to say about this. And we have a +2 coming in for Yuejni right about now as well. Oh, and I cannot overstate, and I'm sure you would probably back me up in this, the Vielfach there for close support. That is not 1,000 meters away. That is under 300 right there.
Yeah, that is close range fire support. But nonetheless, it's doing real good work. Hills and Raveys surrendered, and they didn't even take a single casualty. That is pretty...
Oof.
Oh, damn.
The Spahis are all that's left.
Yeah, I mean, there's a French surrender joke here, but I'm not going for it. No, it's too easy. It's too easy.
Okay.
It's too easy.
You know, you're just like my, German brethren back during the war.
Yeah.
More Sherman. Actually, Sherman coming in now. M4A2 right on the middle line here. But I'm not sure. Is it too late? Is the question.
The Sherman? Yeah. Yeah.
It's way too late.
Right, actually. Okay, yeah, we got a Pack 43 being brought in. So,
Yep.
yeah, I'd say that's a big gun, a Pack 43. They can probably go through 2 houses and still blow up a Sherman.
307 goes down, by the way, in the south, but he did do his due diligence. He was able to force back the French for a wee bit of time.
And this is what I mean by the French armor and, using their armor. As you see, its little armor blob that they have, a Stuart, a Wolverine, and an artillery piece, is clearing up this southern flank slowly but surely. If they did this a bit earlier, Lightrare would have had a better time in this southern flank instead of this meat grinder up north, which he has, of course, lost.
Indeed. And really, that's the question here. So, in a map like Cho, it's going to be a lot better to go for that armored play. And now, had this been a map like Colombelle, would we be saying the same thing? Probably not, yeah?
In Colombelle, I would pretty much, if I was playing the French, I would avoid the factory and try to push along the forest flank, usually. Not the river choke point, but the other flank, left or right of the factory, depending on which way you're looking at it.
Pack 43 is coming online.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, come on, give me those beautiful shots. He's aiming. He's going to get a rear shot.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't need a rear shot. I kill it no matter.
Whatever.
Misses.
That's fine.
But it's going to shut it down at least, and it's going to force out mortar unit to come up and try and knock out the Pack 43. The Germans have their own mortar, so they can just counter mortar. So the Pack is in a good spot.
And I like they're also bringing in that anti-air, kind of keep back any opportunistic bombing runs or even smoke-offs for that matter.
That smoke bomber has only done that one smoke run the entire time, right? I haven't seen it come up again.
He has not. Yeah,
no. I think as much as I like the smoke bomber, I really think it was a waste of initial points, especially considering it hasn't done anything apart from that one smaller rogue, roll of smoke.
I would make a comment about English being your first language, but that's besides the point. That's too easy. It's too easy. I am kind of curious. So we are going to see some more half tracks coming in the north, backing up this Stuart that's coming on in, Sherman coming in as well. Might this be where the French reverse the? I want to say this is where the French reverse the momentum, but it doesn't feel like it at all.
No, the Germans, they have the Bromba, which is going to be a tough nut to crack. They got the rocket artillery, the light armored vehicles, the Panzer Grenadiers. They have such a decent force and fire support backing up that town.
Speak of the devil.
Oh, yeah, we go. Smoke.
He's looking for that AT gun. Not sure why he's putting so much into that, but okay.
Oh, no, maybe okay, will Smoke do something? Maybe?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, well, yeah.
That would have been so much more better served down to the south. And yes, we are going to see the Pak-43 is pinned down by that mortar.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's falling back, so no more problems there, I would think.
And too bad his mortar is not in range to counter battery the French mortar.
True.
Yeah.
True. Now we are going to see also an opportunistic kind of push from those half tracks, as well as Sapeurs coming on in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sapeurs. Love. I mean, I don't like a lot of the French infantry units, but the Sapeurs they're top tier in terms of infantry, I'd say.
Yes,
yeah.
c'est bon indeed. But I do not like this half-track unsupported rush coming on through. Guys, this infantry is precious.
Yeah.
French lives are dear.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, Germans like using them as seasoning. You don't put the entire thing in at one time. Come on. But despite all my commentary otherwise, we are going to see it is a 50-50 split right about now.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Germans have still not even really begun to fight.
Nah, I mean, they got the town, and they got a pretty nice defensive line along the south. They have lost a little bit of ground, but the main thing is they have that huge point advantage. And I'd say they have momentum, because they do have more units on the field. And
although
momentum...
the boom bar does go down.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, yeah. I guess the Sherman got close enough to pen.
Yeah, but we are going to see a P4 coming out as well, so I think the Sherman's going to think himself invincible, and it's going to be proven otherwise pretty quickly here.
Oh, Panzer 4G, there we go. A red
and a second Pak-43 as well.
But yeah, the town's still under German control, though the French are starting to attack it using their fire support half-tracks and infantry to try and make a play as they stun up the German forces a little bit. The Pak-38's forced to retreat. And the southern attack, Pak-43 has definitely slowed down the Stuart and Wolverine combo. And even killing the mortar gun I was shooting at it earlier. That's pretty funny.
And that's actually going to make a comment as well. So we are going to see that the Allies are going to get a +1 for the moment, 53-47, but they're still down 600 tickets.
Oh yeah. And the French do not stack rail up into sea, so it's not the best French position. And now Refugeing getting another Pak-43? Yes, it is, baby. We got 3 Pak-43s. And, potential King Tiger. I mean, I would recommend... Well, you do have to get the King Tiger for 21st Panzer. But anyway, if you was to get a King Tiger, you can't pen that as the French frontally, period. So, in an open field battle, it will dominate. If it has proper fire support, of course.
Well, that's always the thing. Is if it has proper fire support, anything can dominate, I would say.
Yeah, you don't want to get flanked and shot by a Stuart.
Now, we are going to see very, very brave French troops, voltigeurs, trying to vault on into the town. But those poor saps are not going to make it. I'm going to take a quick look at, in terms of vision here. Yuejni, yeah, he sees a fair bit. Not tons, perhaps, but he sees a fair bit. Lightrare, he doesn't know the depth of the attack he's trying to make.
Oh no. There's quite a bit of backup, and you're going out Panzer 4G coming online now, or was coming online, but hopefully it can deal with that Char M4 Sherman. And maybe the Panzer 35 might... Nah.
No, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's just too morale damaged. Not going to make the shot. Yeah, the Germans still hold on.
True. chill went back to 50-50, and it's going to get cleaned up very quickly as this
Mm-hmm.
Panzer 4G comes up to the north and says, "Hey, guys," and comes right behind that trench line.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that hedgerow, rather. And, yeah, those half-tracks are not going to be long for this world.
Yeah. We do finally have a proper French artillery piece, an M7 Priest coming in down south. Yeah, it's going to be a great counter to the Pak-43, as fortunately the Pak-43 doesn't have enough range to shoot
Dead
it.
Sherman.
Oh, wow.
One shot,
Good
one
shot.
kill, says the P4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, so you're talking about the down south. Yes, so Obusier M7 is coming on in. Nothing says a true French piece like taking a British one and slapping a French name on it, but hey! How about Phase C? So we talked about the fact that we're in it now. We know there's a Königstiger that can definitely come out for Yuejni, but anything else to write home about? Or just sort of like, okay, we're just waiting for the King Tiger?
Nothing really much. I mean, the King Tiger is the big 21st Panzer unit. Just some more income is really the major advantage. B-Face is really where 21st Panzer hits your stride.
Indeed, indeed. Now that brave Befehle Panzer 35 has gone down, courtesy of that Wolverine. I'm thinking we're seeing, these Aufklärer are coming onto the north, trying to be very, very brave.
Yeah.
Oh, spot troops, excuse me. I always think Aufklärer is my always gut reaction for that. Oh well. And they are just going to try to get eyes onto that half track, and that'll be enough to really send them packing, I would think.
Yeah, and we've got the Pak-43 knocking out Stuart down south, and I think the Wolverine is going to suffer the same fate, because unfortunately the Wolverine is out of high explosive ammo, and when you're engaging a bunch of soft targets, Khan, I think high explosive ammo is pretty useful.
True, even my mother knows that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, bailed out. There goes Wolverine, GG.
Yep, and there's the crumbling of the southern flank, I would think. Although one lucky mortar round, M7 shot takes out the rest of the Pak-43. RNGs are still trying to keep the French in this.
You got some pioneers, I believe, coming in to reinforce the town. Oh no, Panzergrenadiers, my bad.
Yep.
Reinforcing the town up north. And the French are rushing in with some of their infantry once again. Probably just some more sapeurs.
Really. Look, bizarrely enough, this is when they probably have the most chance left of taking back this town.
Yeah, they really need to try and do something now, because there's not much German infantry in the town. If they can get the sapeurs close enough, they could potentially knock out the Panzer IV with a good old bazooka shot. And, oh damn, the pioneers and the sapeurs trade grenades, both taking some heavy casualties. But, I know the French, every infantry unit that they lose is a really big blow.
Indeed, and actually with those half tracks getting cleaned up top, if nothing else getting squeezed on out.
Smoke.
Smoke? Why am I looking at smoke?
Middle.
Ah, it's another smoke, okay. Smoke him if you got him.
Yeah, once again, pretty much doing nothing. Yeah, okay, sure.
Had that been
I don't know.
2 minutes more recent?
I don't get the smoke attacks really, because he's not like smoking and then doing a big assault. He's just kind of smoking randomly.
Yeah, he's kind of like that one guy back in college who tries to become a vegan for no reason. I mean, university, forgive me. I know our European friends out there are very, very different. Another Wolverine coming down to the south, trying perhaps to step into the shoes his other brother left. But no, there comes in that Tiga.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
And that Wolverine, I don't care how tall that Königstiger is, that Wolverine's not going to do jack against him.
Yeah, it's, especially on this map, this is a King Tiger territory, just because it is so open. There's no real hedgerows to really hide behind or try to ambush Mr. Porsche. But, yeah, that King Tiger's just going to annihilate the French forces, and the French really can't do anything about it.
Up in the north, though, we are going to see one of the P4s has gone down to another Wolverine, so maybe he's thinking that's going to give him a little bit of breathing room. But let's pop on that sight for that Königstiger. He doesn't quite see the Wolverine yet. Wolverine's going to get 1 or 2 shots off, I think, after that mortar half track. Oh no, it's going after the spot troop.
Huh. And that,
you coward.
Phew.
I think your own size.
I think he just barely could not see the mortar half track at try.
Oof.
Yeah.
And he's got to know. Okay, he says, you know what? I see Königstiger. It's time for me to cry.
Yeah.
And now the Wolverine is, he's getting into that Death Star position, isn't he?
Yeah. But the King Tiger is throwing side armor, just barely. Okay, there we go. Phew.
Well, 2 stars of veterancy too. I mean, this guy's
Yep.
nothing to worry about. Yep, ammo explosion.
Yep. I mean, it has 7 accuracy for a good reason.
And
And
Lightrare taps out from
yeah,
that, so not surprising there.
not surprising. I mean, he's really nothing he can do against that big German beast.
So, end score 962 to 181. Germans
Holy
definitely
crap.
slaughtered their way through it.
Look at Panzer 35 in the kill section.
Actually, look at the kills from the Char M3A3 for a second too. For the French, at least, that was their
Wow.
star. That was their star right there, and that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah, everyone else just
Oh
did
my
not do much. I know, yeah.
God,
Look at it. I honestly underestimate these tanks, but just look. He knocked out a Sherman, Recon, Greyhound, a Stuart, a bunch of French infantry with a really crappy cannon and a really crappy machine gun. So
sounds about right. But at the
yeah.
same time, I think he's just trying to play, French bingo with this.
All he needed to do is kill the Wolverine, and he would have filled out the card.
That's true. That's true. Well, I think he got taken out by the Wolverine. So does that count or no? Let's take a quick look for that. I don't know.
Yeah, he did get killed by the Wolverine. So,
Okay.
Okay. I see what you mean. But, I think what really helped that 35S is that he positioned it really well. Did rated for, like, Sherman to get close to ambush and then blow it up. And he just kept it just in range in the town to try and knock out the French units. But holy moly. And looking at the KD, the French lose a lot in that initial, 10 minutes, which is not how you should be playing the French.
They don't regret that they have 1 life to live for their country. They only have 1 life to lose. Actually, no. As a little bit of a mitigating point for that, though, too. The Panzer 35S is going to have a disproportionate amount of effect too against early French infantry. Indeed, the French can bring in those Stuarts, and they can bring in the early Wolverines, as we saw.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they don't have really any anti-tank until they get sappers.
Well, they can also get the AT guns.
But my point being, though, is that from an infantry perspective, going into a town's a lot safer for a 35S against the French against most any other infantry.
Yeah, okay, you're true, yeah, because like you said, it is really just down to the sappers. They can maybe get some bazookas in A phase, but who gets bazookas?
Exactly, exactly. Teams. It's a waste of a card, man.
Yeah. Especially when you have sappers.
So how would you say? Any other kind of gems of wisdom to dispense to us?
I think really just if you play French, you get Wolverines on A phase. You buy both Wolverines. I don't care who you are, how you want to play French division. You buy both Wolverines. Period. Because you need them. And especially on a map like that was such a squandered opportunity not using them on the southern flank.
Indeed. So folks, go heavier with your French.
Yeah.
It's like French food. When you set up your French division, go heavy.
Yeah, you just need to be a bit cheesy.
Indeed, and have a nice glass of port nearby in case you need to go for the drink. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. 962, 181, Yuejni takes out Lightrare, and we're not going to spoil what the other game was. If you want to know what that is, we might do it, we might not. We'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to do it for us today. This has been Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Take it easy.